Yeah, so the update for DMZ dropped and people don't seem happy. Hey, welcome back to Rikame. I'm your host, Kay. So today will be a review and an overview of the new update. Now my thoughts on the update is a bit mixed, and as a dev myself, I'm a bit biased, but I will try to be as objective as possible. Now as a DMZ content creator, I can say that I'm just glad that we have more content, especially a mystery when it comes to Building 21. Now for what we know, Building 21 isn't live yet, but the keys are active in the DMZ right now. And when you obtain a key, you must extract with the key so you can save them until the event goes live. Now some of this is coming from a Charlie Intel tweet, which it seemed that IW spoke to some content creators. It told them that it was up to players to find out when Building 21 is live. And it's also stated in the tweet that dynamic weather is coming. It's still in the works, most likely gotta fix some things. It also says they have no plans for solos, duos, or quads. And it also seemed like they have many other updates planned for season 2, which I really hope they fix some of the things that I mentioned later on in the video. Man, let's go back to dynamic weather. I could talk about that all day, let's be real. I just really want it to be like the alone mission. So when they bring dynamic weather, I hope that means day and night cycle. And since season 2 is coming soon, I don't know why they mentioned this, but maybe it's going to be in season 2. Or they just letting people know that they still working on something, that it will not just be plain old Al Mazrah all the time. But yeah, I would really love to just see a demo preview. Come on Infinity Ward, come on Raven Software. Anyways, next is bugs and crashes. So far, I haven't had any crashes, thank God. But if you've been having crashes yourself, let me know down below. When it comes to bugs, I've had a few. I've still been having like floating bots and things like that. And even though they fixed some loot, I found it impossible to loot some things on the train. Especially when I was fighting a team, I was trying to pick up something which, yeah, ended up getting me shot, and yeah, I know I'm an idiot, but still, come on. Maybe I could have John Wicked myself out of there. The stability and smoothness is much better from the previous build for sure. I really haven't seen too much stutters and stability issues since then. But again, if y'all been having them, let me know. Now, another thing that I love is the exfil streak system. This add a ton of fear and risk to the game. Much more than I anticipated. I got to 7 exfils last night and mistaken a team for some bots, and it didn't end well. And now I have to try later again today, so wish me luck. Also, there just may be a hint to future content of the DMZ that some may have overlooked, but that is a whole video within itself. It may be too much to talk about here, so be expecting that. Now, another thing, I'm not the best player in the world, not even close, and maybe it's a me issue, but the bots in DMZ specifically seems a bit more aware. They seem harder to sneak past sometimes, and they seem to be more places than they used to be. But not only the bots, it seems more chaotic now, but I think that may be due to mission requirements for perks. But still, it's scary out there, and people seem more unfriendly somehow.
Requesting additional team members, sit tight. Requesting more operators for your team. Stand by. Additional team members have been requested. Requesting more operators for your teams. Ultra One, actual. Enemy UAV is in the airspace. Requesting additional team members. Sit tight.
yeah, just be careful out there if you're a solo. Now, another thing that I've noticed, cash crates do not appear outside the buildings anymore. All of them are surely inside of the buildings, especially dangerous places. Now you have to loot at your own risk, which is great for someone like me, so you have no problem from me there. But yeah, the update for DMZ specifically, I think it's okay, but the only thing I do wish is that they add in more storage right now. At least let me store more backpacks and armor, at least up to 3 slots. They can even share the slots, I do not care. I just hate having to loot these things as a solo all over again because I died to a stupid thing like the train, or maybe I'm a dumbass and I died to cluster mines because I don't know what they are. I'm a dumbass, I know. Also, some more things I noticed about loot. It seemed like self-revives and stems are easier to find, which is great for being solo. So I would say search in the bathrooms, search the first aid kits, and ammo depots, because I noticed they spawn more in those places. But if you know more places than me, just let me know in the comments because I need that information, please. I've also noticed more players on the map. I don't know if it's just me or maybe more people are playing right now, but I've definitely ran into more players. So far DMZ is chaotic just as I expected it to be, as a Call of Duty game at least. Also, another thing that I expected, as mentioned earlier, they have no plans for solos, duos, or quads. And that shows that Infinity Ward or Raven Soft are treating this game like a full-on extraction shooter, but maybe they have other reasons, I don't know. But I'm just assuming that they are trying to stay true to the game mode style, which I'm sure that annoyed many people. But so far I find the opinion of DMZ to be overall good, and at the same time kind of divisive due to it being a new game mode and people learning how this game mode is even played. I still see many people asking what DMZ even is. When people hear Battle Royale, it's easier for casuals to imagine Fortnite, PUBG, Warzone. The term extraction shooter is new. It's not an official genre. Fans just call it extraction shooter, but for some, people call it looter shooters. For others, survival shooters. And to Infinity Ward, it's called a sandbox game mode. I think that DMZ is such a new genre that it's hard for some players to really grasp onto the idea of it, and or the idea that there may not be a solo mode. But games like DMZ, Psycho Frontier, and even EFT, it's just not that type of genre. But if you find that pushes you away from the game mode, it's completely fine to enjoy other games. I myself stopped playing Battle Royales after Caldera. I didn't find no reason to, it wasn't because of Caldera or anything. The game loop, I found it boring and I wanted something else, so I moved on to playing things like Psycho Frontier and other extraction shooters. But you know, I don't know, it was just one of those things that if I didn't like the game mode, I won't play it. So I don't play Warzone 2. It's just something that I'm not into. But DMZ, I'm into things like DMZ, so that is just a me thing. It's completely fine to have your own thing. It's free, it costs you nothing, so you have no worries there. I accepted long ago that not everything is made for everyone. It would be funny and odd for fans to yell at Nintendo to make Super Mario into a Battle Royale style game. It's just not the type of game. Even though it sounds fun, honestly, to me, because I'm a Nintendo fan. But yeah, it's just not that type of game. I personally think Battle Royales need more ways to win, only because of the stupid game loop. But, you know, it's just not that type of game mode. It's just a winner takes all. And I don't know, I find that boring after a while because what am I really doing? But who knows the future of DMZ? They could end up changing it to a solo mode or duos mode. We really don't know. That's just one of those things that they have the right to shape the game how they want to. And since the genre is undefined, then realistically they can define it their own way. So yeah, like, and that's another thing, that's what the next video is about, that this is not the end of DMZ. This is honestly still the beginning. We're still in beta. So, because that's the thing, like with Building 22 and what I'll be talking about in another video, with all this coming together, DMZ already starting to take some shape. I just wish the quality of life was sped up just a little bit. And I don't know the pace that they're working at. I can't say the stability, the engine issues. I can't say none of that. I'm not there. But this is just a wish as a fan that really loved the game. I'm really enjoying DMZ. I'm really hoping that by season 2, or at the least, at the most season 3, that we start seeing huge changes around DMZ. They make it stand out from Warzone, like on the map itself, like dynamic weather and certain events. I hope that it stands out from Warzone, because we haven't had any events yet. And we don't know what that look like. What does a Christmas event look like in DMZ? What does a Easter event look like in DMZ? What does any other type of event especially a Halloween event, look like in DMZ. I really want to see some of these things unfold, and that would be really amazing, honestly. And trust me, when I find out more, you will know. But until then, leave me your thoughts, questions, and feedback in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, then hit that like button. And if you want to support the channel, please be sure to sub and ring that bell icon. Again, I'm your host, Kay, and I will see you in the exclusion zone. Bye.